It's so snowy outside, but my apartment's so warm.
I admire your etching.
I admire your form.
Oh, you're just so insistent.
I've been waiting so long.
And I've been getting ideas from JoeTownsell.com.
Horror for the holidays, how about that? You're like the canary and I am the cat. We've got a roaring fire and a bearskin rug, and I'm expecting so much more than a kiss and a hug.
The girls at the office all talk about you. You gotta be stopped, and that's just what I'll do.
I feel sick and dizzy.
And why is that, you think?
When I wasn't looking, you switched our drinks.
Horror for the holidays, JoeTownsell.com.
I can't feel my legs and I can't move my arms. Please don't let me die, I'll mend my ways.
Enjoy your last horror for the holidays.
JoeTownsell.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Oh my goodness, what an incredible show that we have. It's really, there's no reason to what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say shilly-shally, but just by trying to think of it, I'm shilly-shallying. So let's bring on my co-host. I believe you've met him before. The ever wonderful and ever charming Mr. Joe Townsell is with us. Commander, how are you?
Captain, I'm doing wonderfully. I am so excited about tonight's show and our special guest. And like you, I don't wish to shilly-shally or dilly-dally. Let's get to it.
Let's bring on our special guest. It's Diana J. Brodie returning to the good old SB80 and looking amazing in her brand new Star Trek shirt.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, fellas. And David Spark, welcome to Retro Rangers. David Spark, so good to have you. He is a Retro Ranger.
It is a...
Oh my God, and my brother. Holy,
hey, Frederick's here.
Holy Toledo.
Another Brodie.
Hey. Welcome, Fred. That's so great to see you. Oh my God. Thanks for tuning in.
A lot of us who have been friends with Diana for a long time are also very big Fred fans. It's impossible to love Diana and not love Fred in a related way. It's just okay, so this week's assignment was don't prepare. Do not get yourself ready. You're going to go in blind. You're going to have no idea what you're going to be seeing because we're going to be watching Battle of the Network Stars. This is the 4th Battle of the Network Stars. We'll be talking over a lot of it because that keeps the copyright monsters away.
Well, so, that and plus we can't watch pretty young things like Victoria Principal and Suzanne Summers run around the track without saying something. I mean, the last thing I'm going to be able to do is keep my lips shut. So
we will be very much enjoying the prowess and the athleticism of these great stars. And also there will probably be a lot of Lycra and not a lot of support garments. That's kind of
I think that's, at least 65% of the draw by conservative estimate.
And just that pure 70s cheese, that thick orange brick of 70s cheese that is the Battle of the Network Stars. So let's get started because Diana's helping us out this week. She was an emergency replacement, and she's always just so perfect on the show that we're just so thrilled that she could join us. But she does have she does have I hate to say it comes out badly no matter how she does have somewhere else to be. So she's going to have to leave so she can go there, and that's fine because a last minute replacement, that's never a problem if you got to go.
I'm bummed. I mean, it's going to be a good. I'm going to see Steve Hofstetter at the Celebs.
Hofstetter.
So I mean, it's hard. The tickets are paid for.
Yeah.
Gotta go. But I'm here till around 6:15. So folks, let us dig in. Yeah, Fred, they've already had 3 battles previous.
At this point.
As a kid, I think between the two of us, I think I was the biggest fan of Battle of the Network Stars. I don't know how much Fred sat in on these, but I wanted one every week. I would have watched it.
Yeah.
We kept waiting for them to do
episode
that.
run.
I mean, so they've had, by the time they had like 10 or 12 of these, it's like, okay, where's the weekly series?
Seriously, there used to be a couple of shows that were kind of like that. I know there was one in syndication, and it would be like the cast of a show versus another cast of a show.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember it was the Brady's long after Brady Bunch was off the air versus, do you remember the show Charlie and Company? It was Wilson.
It was Flip Wilson, yeah. It was
Right.
Flip Wilson's ripoff of the Cosby Show.
Right.
So that's got to be out there somewhere, but those old syndicated shows are kind of tough. Okay, so once again, we are watching an account called Admission and 15 Adventures. Can't believe I'm not subscribed, but I guess that's probably just on this one. And listen for the woman announcing Admission and 15 Adventures. She has my favorite voiceover in the universe.
Really get you pumped. You know.
Really gets you pumped. Okay, listen carefully. Here we go.
Welcome to Admissions and 15 Adventures.
Here at Pepperdine University, it's the 4th time around. The Battle of the Network Stars, Net War 4.
Get
That was
Suzanne
Network
Summers
2 days.
over here.
I am ridiculously happy right now.
Breaking through the clouds. One
As
This
all we
is
are.
my favorite way of visiting Malibu Beach. I've been there many times. This is the best way.
Most of these houses now in the ocean.
Yeah.
But they were nice then.
It's true. I wonder what it's like to be a student at Pepperdine while they were doing these.
Oh, holy moly. David Spark brings up a good point. The Suzanne Summers is from San Bruno, California, just below San Francisco, where David Spark himself used to live.
Oh my God.
I do
Oh,
not
she's-
believe he got a free copy of the Thigh Master, though.
Oh, that's a shame. But it's a small world, isn't it?
Oh, and it just makes you wish they were all California girls, as the song says.
Grim, determined.
Look how thick those glasses are. Good for him.
Maybe I'm back. I like when Howard gets soulful, you know?
And that's Mackenzie.
Mackenzie
Oh,
Phillips.
yeah.
And all her luggage.
Oh, yeah, here's Victoria.
Is Victoria Principal a Texas girl, Joe? You would know this.
I don't believe so.
Ah.
I mean, she played no roles before or after the remotely Texan.
I think this is the only time that Jimmy J.J. Walker and Bo Svenson have been on the same team for anything.
Wow, Richard
He
Benjamin.
knows he's got a big girl on tap going for him. Here she is.
Played basketball all through college, captain of the team all the way. High school,
Remember her?
Now, she might be Texan girl.
This is pretty good, Howard. 39-point average.
Oh, she's real tall, too.
Wow, she's on the rampage, looks like.
Well, you know, she does comedy in the 70s.
Jane Curtin of Saturday Night Live.
Jane Curtin.
Dennis Dugan, Richie Brockelman, Private Eye.
Oh, a great
Wow.
director, by the way.
Well, that's good to know because I don't know him or his show.
Oh, Richie Brockelman was a short-lived spin-off of James Garner's show.
Rockford Files?
Audie
Yeah, okay.
Johnson of Knockout.
Was that half pint?
That's
That was half pint.
Artie Johnson.
Artie Johnson. Oh my God.
Yes, I knew we were going to get his character here. Here it is.
What?
The dirty old man.
What's he gonna do? Track and field?
You're running like that, you bet.
Jodie Foster.
Oh, they couldn't get out the starter for this one, so.
Well, no Punch, but there's John.
Actually, it was John that left chips before Punch, so.
The best, hands down, in my opinion, Gabe Kaplan, the best leader of a team, bar none.
Well, he got some wins under his belt, didn't he?
Well, yeah.
I love that he loves the action.
You know
what I mean.
You know
We
he
got
had
Captain Antonil.
he had prop bets going on all of this. I'm sure he made like $100,000 in side bets.
He probably got paid union scale for doing the show and was making 6 figures on side bets.
You know, there's no way he wasn't.
Now tune in later, guys, when we get the Captain Hill and the muskrat races. Big event coming up.
David
Telling
Spark-
Savalas smoking while during an athletic event is what is just
It's magic.
chef's kiss.
It's television magic. David Spark, you could not be more correct. And I always love how he'd be wearing all his jewelry. So you knew he wasn't playing anything. Well, Howard, here's what I told everyone earlier.
Now we can't gloss over the arrival of Cheryl Tiegs. A first timer, I believe, to the battle.
Oh boy. The graphics people in television are so much better nowadays. I just
You think?
And this was all state of the art. I mean, this was all like amazing back then.
Oh, I know you're saying, oh, you can see all that money on the screen. I didn't make up Net War 4. This is the title of their show. Whatever Net War means.
I can't believe they're making fun of. Isn't that Jack Webb's old company?
Yeah, that's his production company.
Miller Lite and Buick, and also buy Parliament cigarettes.
It's like a small peek into who they think their audience is.
Now we also need to acknowledge, like, who did Tony Randall replace? Did he replace Savalas? Because he's one of the team captains. That's pretty odd.
Let's see. There's Tony Randall. Yeah, what was he on at this point?
Tony Randall show.
Yeah, and that was like CBS. That could be.
Or what about Love Sydney? Was that around this time, or was that the 80s?
I think that came later.
Yeah, I do remember it. Very significant show, and I think it was NBC. Was Love Sydney? But
yes, it was. And I'm probably wrong about it because actually, Tony Randall's show was ABC, so he couldn't be a team captain. Not with Gabe still there.
Chris has written us. Oh my goodness, Victoria Principal.
There she is.
Hello.
Oh, that's Rhonda Bates, that Southern girl. Okay, Rhonda Bates. I can't remember. There was a short period of time where she got on a lot of things. I feel like there's a Love Boat or something in there.
Okay, let's just have the slow zoom in to Susanna here. Sorry, Suzanne Summers. Who I'm not gonna say unfortunate, but differently is an announcer this time around. She's not competing.
Oh, she's an announcer. Oh, well,
yeah, she's there with Howard. Yeah, but we do get this.
No, that's a great call, though. I mean, she's got a ton of personality, and
sure.
Very easy on the old eyeballs. Wait a minute.
This is flashback. This is before.
This is before she went legit.
Look at that camera angle. Come on.
Well, and I always love, like, she knows the camera's there, but she's like, this is gonna get me one more series.
Look, you got to work the rack. Work what God gave you.
Work with what God gave you.
That's the moneymaker.
Well, having her as an announcer too, it gives Howard even more opportunity to be creepy, which is so awesome.
It's funny, he never threw his arms around O.J. Simpson like that. David Sparks says, I think Love Sydney was Tony Randall's last sitcom, wasn't it? Could be.
Yes.
I think it was with Swoosie Kurtz.
Oh, I do love me some Swoosie Kurtz.
Okay, gotta love the swoos.
been
That was a big
watching.
deal at the time because he was the first lead character, a lead gay character in a sitcom or
Right.
dramedy.
Although I don't think they ever come right out and say it like that, but it was known, right?
It was
Like,
known,
I
but
don't.
you know what happened? Actually, Dan, what happened? It was like the whole basis of the TV movie that
Right.
started it. Then when the 30-minute sitcom came, they totally abandoned it. I mean, they didn't like retcon it, but they just never acknowledged it again.
Right.
Right. Omission by just not talking about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Never got a little nervous on that one, apparently, at the time.
Chris says, I was on air with Bob O'Brien in San Bernardino when he introed a song by the Captain and Toenail. 10 minutes later, he got a phone call from her demanding he apologize, which he did. That's a good story.
That is a good story. It makes you wonder if it wasn't on purpose. Hope not.
You know something? It makes me think everybody did the right thing
Yes.
at the end of that story. That is a very good question for David Spark. Why? Oh, wait a minute. Why are you ignoring well, we say Caitlin because we don't dead name here. So we do say Caitlin Dorothy Hamill moment. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, we talked over that, David. You're absolutely right.
If there's one problem with the Battle of the Network Stars is that you're going to miss something because there's so much to take in.
So much.
It's a treasure trove of goodness.
That's why we count our audience film those gaffes.
I do love that phrase, Raphael. Omission by omission. Chris also says he thinks Howard's toupee is Bakelite. Well, my wife would collect it then.
Hey, Bakelite collection is worth quite a lot of money, so
It's
don't put down
valuable stuff.
and good looking.
James MacArthur, you gotta love James MacArthur just getting out there at his age.
Are we
gotta admire
we're
Victoria getting
all
out there
older
early.
than he was then.
Kevin Dobson. Oh, and Kevin Dobson never misses a battle. I think he may have been in all of them at this point.
We have so far. I know that. Of course, when I see him, I think not Slanning, not Kojak, but
Larry Wilcox. Couldn't remember his name. I'm glad we got it. Oh,
Look at that. Come on, half pint.
she's
it's
my
always
tag
so weird for me
president.
to see, like like Melissa Gilbert and the others, like in contemporary setting.
I just have to say that Little House on the Prairie was one of my favorite shows ever. And since my brother is on the stream, I just want to tell this quick story that he hated that show. He called it Little House on the Disaster Area.
Oh, no. I'm with you
Because,
there.
like, of course, every episode, worse things happen throughout the entire series. And then he just shortened it to Disaster. And I would get this holler from the family room, Diana, Disaster's on. And I would come running to watch Little House on the Prairie.
All right.
Well, there is an idea, Diana, in the Retro Rangers idea chart, which I've called coming in for a Landon. Where I really wanted, look at Michael Landon, which of course would include Little House. So stay tuned up for that possibility.
I'm very excited for that.
That one is gathering heat on the back burner.
Entered the chart at 100 with a bullet.
Well, it came because this year we're heading out of was the 50th anniversary of Disaster, as your brother puts it.
Ah,
And Fred says if they were real pioneers, they would have died of starvation. Just saying. Or dysentery. I love this question from David. Favorite Parker Stevenson vehicle? Mine would be Battle of the Network Stars.
I'm like, is there more than one?
I got to go with Hardy Boys.
Well, there you go.
There's nothing like
Hardy
a 30-year-old Hardy Boy,
But Parker is such a jock on this show. He's really young. So, got that 20-year-old energy.
Yeah.
I think
Raphael,
Saval's
they
like
never
didn't come on
would've-
anymore because he got tried being shown up by Kevin Dobson as co-star. Because he just disappeared.
Kevin Dobson is some of that old-timey late 1970s macho.
Yeah.
Parker Stevenson bringing in number 2, or the second place, rather. That's Dobson, right? Yeah, that's Dobson. There you go.
This time they gave you a lead. There was no half the team. I can't believe it. We got it. We blew him out.
I do think it's interesting, though, that Kevin Dobson had more hair in Kojak than he did in Knots Landing 10 years later.
Oh, gosh.
I also love that Mackenzie Phillips and Victoria Principal are all over him.
Hey, you know.
Undeniable.
What did you all right.
So is Jimmy JJ the CBS? Oh, no.
That's what I want to know.
Who are do they still have team captains?
Oh, they do, absolutely. Because Gabe
Okay.
Kaplan still is.
Right.
Pardon me if I'm distracted a little bit right now.
Yeah, when I get a chance, I'll go look for the
Where is Bo? He gave you the big start.
There's Bo.
Hey, Bo, come in.
Look at how
Dang, Bo, I
big
didn't know it was
he
that
is.
big.
God damn.
Man, they make those Scandinavians big.
They sure do. Man, Victoria's all hanging open.
Yeah, Victoria's just looking to lay her cheek against one of those big pecs. You give me enough time, I can make anything porny.
Oh, you need that? How much time do you need, John?
Not much.
Neither
Is
you.
that Steve Landisberg?
That is Steve
That is
Landisberg.
him.
Holy shit.
Hey, we still got Barney Miller at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think of an athletic competition. Steve Landisberg does not come to mind.
No,
In
no,
general.
maybe Mathlete.
Athlete.
Well, I don't know if this is something that
Debate
was
team.
universal, but I mean, this just reminds me of high school field day, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody was there, regardless whether you're athletic or not.
Oh, I'll never forget high school field day where they were like, John, here's a discus, throw it. From that point on, I became a discus thrower because I was not half bad.
I lived a block from the school, so I always ditched.
Daryl Dragon.
Came off, and I was surprised. It seemed like he slowed immediately right down in the water.
It's like Samson without his hair. Captain must have his hat.
This is uncomfortable for me because the captain is on the autism scale. And so any joke at his expense, I'm like, ugh.
What
Is that why he never spoke?
was he really?
He was. Daryl
I didn't
Dragon
know
was.
that.
Daryl
Oh, I
Dragon
didn't
was on the autism scale.
I
And
didn't
it wasn't one of
realize.
those things that like they knew a lot about when he was a kid. So
Right. Or
he
even
just-
as an adult, like just wasn't talked about back in the 70s. You would
Yeah.
never hear it.
yeah.
Now, Tony Randall was just wearing a CBS jacket. So Love City must be on CBS at this point. Did it?
That
I
would
didn't know
make
it switched-
If indeed
I
it
didn't realize
was-
it switched networks. So
if indeed he was there because of
yeah, we have to pinpoint that.
oh wow. I met David Spark because we both worked at ZDTV, which became Tech TV
Oh yeah.
back in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Oh,
Oh my
Betty Boone, she lights up my life.
What what show is she representing?
She lights up my life. She might have had a little series. I don't remember. A little variety show. Possibly.
She might not be representing a show. They might have her on just so they can use the song without having
Yeah.
to pay as much copyright.
or she was in this, whatever this was.
She is awfully cute though. Do you
That was her
remember the
wonderful-
movie Light Up My Life that which starred Dee Dee Cohn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
from
yeah,
What's the Song Game.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And she just basically lip synced to Debbie Boone.
Mm-hmm. Forgettable
Fred
movie,
says-
but great song.
The mise en scène was that Tennille did all the talking and singing while Daryl Dragon was the strong silent type. Yeah. He
Well, I
was
was know it
old-
was the act, but I didn't realize there was a reason for it. medically.
I didn't I just thought it was that Love couldn't keep them together and not that he was on the autism spectrum and it was just too difficult for her to deal with year after year.
I don't know the strict story to any of this, so I could be wrong about any of it. But yeah, I believe that's how that all worked out.
Oh, grandparents were
Oh,
dead.
Rob, don't be that way. Come on.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
we
relive
were
our
all
past.
Always
we were
the
watching this.
always the ray of sunshine.
Now, I remember her. Was she on like Operation Petticoat or something?
I hope so. Good
Oh, I
luck.
know it for sure.
Take
Who
care.
are
Or,
you?
no. That's Tony, isn't
I'll
it?
tell you one thing,
What's Tony
Tony,
Tennille?
for Gabe Kaplan, this event
You know what I like to say? We did have a Beyonce when I was a kid, and her name was Tony Tennille.
There you go.
All the talent, all the style.
A kayak race. It was close.
I love these in your face. No, close-ups too. Let's really zoom in on that schnoz.
All right, the teams are ready.
Oh, here we go.
The rowing competition.
Kayak
Suzanne
time.
and Bruce will join in with me. The first lap.
They do run cold though, Diana. You can't have your kayak and heat it too.
Look at the cleanup crew on this. You've got Parker Stevenson for ABC, Bo Svenson for CBS, and Richard Benjamin batting cleanup for NBC.
Richard
That's not who's
Benjamin
out
was
there
in
right now.
pretty good shape
Yeah.
Yeah,
back then.
yeah. Tony Tennille opening it up for ABC.
Can I
Larry
just mention
Wilcox.
my favorite Richard Benjamin vehicle was Quark?
Oh yeah.
I loved that show.
I think he might be representing Quark.
You
No,
think
that's
he's
NBC.
representing Quark here?
I think at this point he must be for one of his romance coms or whatever, rom-coms.
Maybe, but I mean, 78. Look, Quark was made because of Star Wars, right? So it
Well, you
comes
could be
from-
right, John. Yeah.
Right.
That's how I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
it
may,
could
he may
be
be here for
Quark.
Quark. Not to be confused, of course, with DS9 Quark.
Larry Wilcox trying to make up some lost ground, and oh, he was doing pretty well though. James MacArthur, Tony Tennille dumping out like a jock.
Here we go.
Here we go.
The
Gabe
most
Kaplan.
athletic Jew on the planet, Gabe Kaplan.
Jane Curtin. How many
Jane
times has
Curtin
Jane
is-
Curtin done
Look,
this?
she is all over the place. Actually, I make fun, but Gabe Kaplan outran, who was it in that one race where they had to do the do-over?
Well,
of the race?
Savalas.
Was it
Savalas,
Savalas?
yeah. Yeah, he threw a
No.
hissy
It-
fit.
Robert
Conrad.
Conrad.
Conrad, that's right. That's right. They threw a little hissy fit. They beat him twice.
Yeah, and handily.
Conrad's
Look at you.
conspicuously absent from this particular one. I have
Yeah, I
to
think he
say.
just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah. Well, Westworld, the movie with Richard Benjamin was so bizarre. What a bizarre movie.
Yeah,
that
I
did
just watched
really
it again the other
enjoy.
night.
Did you? Were you?
Yeah.
I want to read David's story. John Dvorak, the host, asked the captain an opening softball question. So, what do you think is the future of music? And the captain said, "I don't know."
And it went downhill from there.
Well, unfortunately, according to John, that might have been the most he could pull up for a response, unfortunately.
Probably not really engaged, but in the way that we are.
12 and a half hours later, Jane Curtin pulls in.
Now, I'm just sitting back admiring both of your Howard Cosell impersonation skills because I do not possess those skills.
Lance Kerwin, James.
I loved his show. I love James at 15.
Oh, that was a great show.
Oh, James at 15 was great.
Then it became James at 16. It's like,
They shouldn't have let him age.
no,
It
he's
lost
just
a little
15.
spark in that year.
Well, honestly, I remember the pilot movie of James at 15, and his traveling companion is Kate Jackson. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
I do not.
And then like she's only in that episode because like he ran away from home and they're like on the road together.
He also did that's somewhat autobiographical Michael Landon movie. About
Was
the
he in
runner.
that?
Yeah, he played the young Michael Landon because Michael Landon in real life had a bedwetting problem well into his teens.
Right.
Is
And
that
that's what that was
true?
about. Yeah.
That's true.
Wow,
That's true.
I did not get that memo.
Yes, and that's what they made the movie about it. And Michael Landon cast Melissa Sue Anderson in that movie to be his girlfriend. Lance
I didn't
Corns. I mean.
realize that.
Kind of weird, honestly.
Well, you know, everybody had a cause back then, and that was Michael Landon's. But I mean, oh gosh,
I think it was called The Loneliest Runner. That's clicking.
yeah. But Sarah Silverman had the same problem growing up, and she wrote about that too. I mean, it's
Really?
it's a
Well,
thing.
let's just hope that none of them have that problem while they're in this pool.
Well, better in this pool that's filled with like 12 gallons of chlorine, though.
Well, it's true. They'll probably just kill it instantly anyway.
I mean, at this point, it's probably filled with 12 gallons of Bo Svenson sweat. You see his boat? It's like, "Ugh."
See his boat. He is the boat.
You are the goon squad. Parker Stevenson never got his hair wet. Oh, come on. Oh, Richard Benjamin got in second place? Look at that.
He's the slouch.
Big Bo Svensson just pulling in late.
People.
Out of his sick bed. This man came from
Out of the
Texas.
sick bed, you did it, and you're very strong. You're right in there with an even stroke. You had a little problem right in the middle there with.
Lost it for a second, but then we got it back.
Yeah, that's right.
What's Kenne from?
I couldn't even tell you at this point.
Yeah.
Part of the ABC team,
Kenne
suddenly
Holiday.
there's a murky blur. Captain Tony Randall is filing a protest.
Oh, no, Tony.
CBS, Tony.
I love a protest.
I'm not saying we came in first, but there should be penalties against both ABC and NBC. Were the rules explained to the audience?
The rules were explained to the audience.
If you go over the dividing line, there are penalties, and I want to know if those penalties were assessed against the other team, because we did not
penalties,
cross the line at any time.
got
They-
yardage or
on our
something?
left, they did twice, and on the right, they did once.
Oh, Matlock.
Tony Randall claims that NBC and ABC
Very cool.
both went outside of their given lanes, in which case there would be
What
an
a buzzkill.
assessment of penalty points. That is his claim. However,
How Felix Unger of you.
I just want to make sure
It's not a claim.
Mr. Randall,
It's
your
true.
role as a judge on
Recently,
television
Matlock. Okay.
belies the kind of vocal truculence just
Oh,
displayed.
Kojak.
Mickey King is the commissioner of this competition.
Uh-oh,
the
there it
great
is.
Gold medalist
Leave it to half
for the
pint.
United States in diving.
and
And
commissioner who decides.
Mickey will decide. Exactly.
Oh.
We'll be back with a report from Mickey.
And
I
David
would be no
says
less
that
popular
Kenne
friends, you can count
Holiday
on that.
was on Kojak back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Big hit.
Very interesting. But if I had a U-boat,
I'm
nobody
doing
would
my
have won.
laughing character from 8 years ago.
Please let this be the only reason why Artie
Now's
Johnson
the
is
perfect
there.
time to recharge with a new Toyota.
I don't want him to compete. I want him to just come out of the pool every now and again in character.
Could be. Haven't
That
seen it yet.
may be all we're getting out of Artie.
Oh, I remember Carter Country, Raphael.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was a fan of Carter Country.
Now, the,
Victor French left Little House for that show.
the Captain and Tennille had their own variety show.
Very briefly.
Is that, and that's why they're here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, hey, you're on one
At the-
week. You qualify.
I talked with Tony.
Victor French, yeah, I forgot about him on being
Oh
on
yeah,
there.
that's right.
Yeah, he was Mr. Edwards, and they said, I'm going to get my own show, and they canceled it, and he was out of the job.
Into an opponent's lane, which did not occur.
Yeah, they brought him back to Little House years later.
No justification for the protest.
Because by then they'd hired Merlin Olsen to replace him on Disaster as
On Disaster.
as Mr.
As
Brodie.
it henceforth will always be called. I love how absolutely serious and competitive they are. And I always felt like they were, but then I watched that clip that you posted, John, of Melissa Gilbert talking about her experience and how like they'd just be like they had like ice packs and bandaged knees from the it was like they did it all over 2 days, and by the second day like half of everybody was like just hurt. And
Well, yeah, they probably sore the first night.
I wonder if they got you if they won, if the team won, if they got a bonus in their salary. They probably did.
I imagine you could, because the presidents of the networks were probably very happy that you were out there representing.
Right.
You know, for a lot of them, this is during a hiatus that this is shot. I
Okay.
think it's during like a winter hiatus, this one. Although this one aired in May, so they probably did it a little later in the year. But obviously it's not live.
Oh, it would have been so much better if it had been live.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine the bleeping that they'd put it on a 10-second delay and the censors would be going crazy.
I was about to say just the swearing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there were wardrobe malfunctions.
I was going to just say, yeah.
I mean, well, for example, again, look at Tony Randall just now. I mean, that guy's saying, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
He wanted a ruling. He wanted a ruling on that.
Yeah, Howard says, so your claim is, and he goes, it's not a claim. Okay, Karen, we'll get the manager. You hold steady right here. We'll get somebody from headquarters to listen to your
oh wait,
complaint.
David's got the breakdown on the winning teams.
Oh God. Okay, so the winning teams on Battle of the Network Stars received cash prizes that eventually reached over $40,000. Huge.
Oh, wow.
Huge.
Which was
for
a
the
lot
White
back then. Yeah.
For example, each member of the winning team in the debut episode received $20,000.
Wow.
That's wild. That's wild.
Kind of crazy.
Big budget for this. Maybe that's why they didn't go weekly. Couldn't afford the cash prizes every week.
Well, this is very deliberately. Oh my God! Look at Bo Svenson. What a monster!
Dang.
This is very deliberately during sweeps months that they put these shows up.
Right.
So some of them are in November, and some of them are in May. This one's from May. Some of them are from February. Those are all sweeps months. So.
Did they switch which network hosted the battle?
No, it was always ABC.
Always ABC.
Always ABC?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't know about the resurrection later, like 10, 15 years ago, but these original set, they were all ABC.
Well, that makes sense because I do believe the sports departments did package these. I don't know that they got their producers from like Monday Night Football, but I think they got them from Wide World of Sports.
Well, plus, and they're using Cosell, to back that up. And
Who's
they're not going to lend them out to CBS.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I am all for knocking Bo Svenson right off his feet. Very, very, very into that. I don't think Bo should run the table. Now, Bo had a TV gig at this point, but I don't know what it was because all I remember was he became really famous for Walking Tall, didn't he?
Do
you remember that movie?
I think so. He did the original 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, that was a huge movie. It stayed in the theaters for a long time. Victoria Principal, never failing to turn my head. Oh, the obstacle course. This is the great leveler right here.
Yes, the obstacle course is one of the best.
You could be a big, strong guy and get your ass handed to you by Victoria Principal on the obstacle course.
Walking Tall, 77, final chapter. Walking Tall Part 2 was in 75. 78, Bo Svenson was in Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, wow.
Which was, I'm guessing, a film?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a movie. Melissa Gilbert, that little mouse sneaking through all the tiny spaces.
Zip right through it.
Walking Tall, the TV series was 81.
I think Joe John Baker must have done the series, if I'm remembering correctly. There's tight ass Tony Randall.
Tony Randall, who the minute I saw him, I was like, is that Adam West?
Why did we have Adam West on this?
He did, John. Atkinson asks about the Walking Tall TV show. Bo Svenson was in that as well. It was in 81.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Suzanne
Let's have a
Summers
moment of
Cheryl
Suzanne
Tiegs.
doing
My dream has
Cheryl.
come true.
And I think it's going to be fun. I'm not scared at all. Maybe after I'm finished, I will not do it next year. What about the tire, the obstacle of running through the tires? Have you tried that? I've tried
Isn't
it.
Suzanne just captivating as a spokesman or as a announcer?
Suzanne was good at everything.
Oh, I know, but how about the tire? What do you think about
Not
that?
only.
Yeah, I think she's kind of struggling at this.
And good luck, okay? It's not gonna be so bad, is it?
Victoria, you got your work cut out for you. Going against Cheryl Tiegs right off the bat. Yeah, how's your practice been going?
We get to watch Victoria and Cheryl Tiegs go up against each other.
This is all kinds of dreams coming true for me.
Oh, isn't it?
It really is.
And for 10% of the women. Statistically.
Johnny, you're gonna be able to get screenshots of me from this episode, but just me doing this.
Key event for you?
I would say so. Unfortunately, we've got one person hurt and one
Should have
person
remembered.
hurt, so I'm
Should have reminded everybody to bring their
All right, thank you.
drool
Thank you.
napkins.
I was so heartbroken when she left Dallas.
Damage shoulder during the frisbee competition. The sick one, Mackenzie Phillips.
Mackenzie Phillips. She's
Well,
got
I
that
think it's got to
crazy
be Cheryl. I mean, is my guess.
And they're off. Quickly. They've got to get.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
no,
didn't
wait a
know
minute.
that.
Wait a minute. There's those tires that Suzanne talked about.
Victoria leaning into it.
And they're almost even. Still, Victoria principal with a slight lead.
This is like,
Provide a major challenge for her, but it
you
Right
know,
over that wall.
as they
this
approach
is Dallas versus the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Right here.
Oh,
Whoa.
just barely. It was those long gams that got Cheryl over the finish line.
She's definitely an athletic person. You can tell.
Yeah.
Well, hence my early prediction, but Victoria almost surprised me.
Oh, yeah.
Have the guts to do it last year. You at least tried it. You not only tried it, but you've
Is that Howard's real sideburn underneath that toupee?
I think so. Oh, there you go. I like it. It makes me look distinguished.
Victoria, congratulations for getting through the course.
I love how he goes for a handshake to her chest. And she puts his hand
A lot of grace and coordination. to it.
Raphael, she did. Suzanne Summers did carry She's the Sheriff,
Oh, for
as well
sure.
as Step by Step.
She
Yes.
has those long legs.
I noticed that.
Absolutely
You did,
true.
Bruce.
That's true. Suzanne Summers stole
Here.
Victoria Principal's husband away in the form of
What?
Patrick Duffy.
Oh, I see. TV husband.
Right, right.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't
Or it's
go.
like, oh, scandal.
Yeah, and I wouldn't go into the real life stuff. That's not my business.
All right. We're going to get the fellas doing that event, or what's going to
What
happen?
do we know about Rhonda Bates? I mean, I know her, of course, but I'm having trouble placing her in the show.
Yeah, I can't remember what she was on. Obviously a comedy.
That haircut. Holy moly.
I just remember a show where someone kept calling her a giraffe.
Yeah. Was that CPO Sharky?
You know, you might maybe.
Bad wheel there.
Yep, one bad wheel and one
What?
big wheel.
What was that even out?
You know what I got, and not that anyone should be surprised at this, but pretty sexy herself, you know.
Hey, absolutely.
I mean, get rid of that mushroom haircut, and yes.
Well, that's what I find sexy.
Interesting. Roller Girls.
Ooh,
Roller
I don't
Girls,
think I
okay.
remember that series.
Thanks a lot, Bruce.
Okay.
And David confirms my guess, my
Okay,
wild guess.
that's probably what I'm
CPO Sharky.
remembering then. I mean, she played the same character in every show, but
Yes.
you're very much a character actress.
How she got her first break in show.
Well, and you know, that sitcom level of, you know, goofiness and wackiness.
Yeah.
They called and they said, "Rhonda, the
And there was
show
a
ain't
big
over, and we gotta
that Harrison landing strip.
It's true.
You know, basically she went into the salon and she asked for the number 6. It was 1978. That haircut was that was being worn by people.
Oh,
Oh my
sure. I
God.
mean, we are talking about 70s and 80s hairdos.
Every third woman had that haircut.
Is that the kind you get the round brush and you put it in and you roll. And then
Absolutely.
You
Oh, there
Here's
you
the
go.
roller
there you
girls.
go,
There it
roller
is.
girls.
Look how much bigger she is than the rest of them.
We had to start 2 months
Well,
ago,
you know,
working
Ooh.
3.5 hours a day.
I didn't realize the show was co-ed.
They taught us how to do a lot of the stuff. And be able to stay 10 minutes without stopping.
Now you know why she hasn't gotten crowns for those teeth. It would have been a waste of time when doing that show.
I had so many bruises, Howard.
It does, John. Totally.
Well, yes, some roller derby is co-ed. That's true. Although the more modern roller derby, I see it being strictly XX.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you knocked over the thing. Oh, she's getting trounced by Debbie Boone.
Were the tires white in the other three? I feel like they painted them for this one.
Wow, did you
Could
see
be
her
wrong.
skip the bars in the hand over hand?
Oh.
I would have thought of. I have to say, I would have thought a much better performance from our girl here.
Well,
the problem is that the hair is getting a lot of drag.
Yeah, it's not aerodynamic,
It is not aerodynamic at all.
or at least the wrong way.
Hold on, let's get a good shot of it. She's
oh my goodness.
Let me talk to
Gonna take them 10 minutes just to fold her up.
extraordinary performance in the history of the event.
I mean, like closing a map.
What happened going under those doors that long loose?
She's
her
taller
spirit.
than Cosell.
She is taller than Cosell. It's true. Like Cheryl Tiegs was just maybe an inch shorter than Cosell.
Yeah,
Look how tall this lady is.
Debbie's pretty good.
maybe she's a little bit too gangly for this event.
14.
Should have put her on the track.
Nothing wrong with making Debbie Boone look good.
Not at all. But she
it was right out the gate.
Yeah. She can barely get into that thing.
You ate up my dust.
6'2".
Wow.
It's respectable. I'm just barely 6'4".
Sometimes they say that some guys run like girls, but this poor girl runs like a guy.
Hey man, it's how your body's built.
Yep.
Got those good shoulders, a little narrow in the hips, you know, just made for an athletic body.
Oh, here we go. Dobson against.
Oh, Dobson versus Wilcox.
Ah, this should be good.
This thing already smells like a locker room.
Cops going up against each other.
On your marks and go get them. Okay, thank you.
Remember Kevin in the swimming competitions?
I remember.
Kevin, his body rippling through the blue waters.
Influenced his career.
She talked me into the whole operation. I was punching tickets on the Long Island Railroad in New York, and she thought I could get into commercials and get into modeling, and that's how it started. That was 12 years ago. And I've been
Definitely
doing
got some
Kojak
plugs,
for
my
the
man.
last 4 years, 5 seasons.
Early on, though, it was terribly discouraging, wasn't it? As you were trying to get ahead.
Well, after I did the first show in the start of my career in 1966, I didn't work very much after that. I spent 5 years in New York banging on doors, doing whatever, tending bar, waiting tables, driving cabs. Finally left New York, came out to L.A., came out to Hollywood to make it on Broadway. My first job in L.A. was washing dishes in a restaurant out here. Ended up working for another railroad, the Santa Fe Railroad, where I was jockeying engines all over L.A.
Holy
When I
cow.
quit that after almost 2 years, I was making
Hard-working
passenger
man.
runs, round-trip passenger runs from
I have
L.A.
to
to
admire
San
that.
Diego and back. I quit that to do another play called Streetcar Named Desire, where I was understudying the lead, John Voight. And I thought that was...
Oh my God, he was understudying Stanley Kowalski under John Voight.
Yeah.
And I just felt so right about it, and I just went at it.
I bet he
Got
was
it.
pretty good.
That's the kind of man Kevin Dobson is. Dobson and Wilcox.
Larry Wilcox, we don't care about.
There they go. Quickly under the ropes. Apparently equal facility. The tires easily negotiated by both.
Equal
Doesn't it suck when
facility
the guy they profile is the
tires.
one that loses?
And Wilcox building perhaps an even better lead. Now the wall.
Maybe you won't. Maybe you still
Oh,
won't.
oh,
Beautifully off it, but that's where Dobson.
Oh, Wilcox is like Tarzan out there. Oh my God!
Oh!
Oh my God!
Oh, it's a photo finish.
That was
that was
incredible.
amazing.
That had to be a photo finish. What
See?
a spectacular finish, Larry. You did a great job. Congratulations. But Dobson, who appeared out of it right after his fall over the wall, came on.
Oh, so he did
tremendous.
win?
You made a mistake, my friend.
Hey.
You looked over at him, and you know
That's
that.
right. I know. Once you look over, there's another half a second. He's a heck of an athlete.
He really is. And you flung your body across that finish line. I wish I knew which of you really to
don't know.
congratulate as the winner. A photo finish.
Oh, they don't know yet.
Leave it at that.
Suspense is killing me.
Coming off the wall.
I mean, he looked like
I didn't think he had any chance, and
Yeah.
that was closer
Kevin
than.
grabs with one hand and really leaps over rather than pulls himself across.
But Larry Wilcox is given the win because his torso is ahead of Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I gotta say, yeah.
Howard?
Great
All right,
attempt,
hard
though.
I want you and Suzanne to take a look. There's Wilcox looking back.
No
Yeah,
shame
don't
in
look- don't look
losing
over
to
Larry.
Larry Wilcox.
Never look back.
Terribly close. You got to give Dobson all the
Never
credit
give up.
in the
Never
world.
surrender.
Like Superman.
He looked around, and that cost him at least a half a second. As Larry
Look at him slide. Oh my.
On his face. Ah.
Total face plant.
Larry Wilcox is an engaging cowboy.
Oh, we get a profile of Larry.
Raised in
Okay.
Wyoming, loving the outdoors. Developed his love for motorbikes.
Look at that baby
But
face.
above all, horses and rodeo. Listen to him talk about it.
Rodeo.
When I was in high school, I did a
think he
little
meant to say
rodeo and
rodeo.
did bareback and bulls, and I can't do it now. I'm doing television series because of injuries and so on. But I do roping, and I've only been team roping for about a year and a half, and I've messed around with ropes.
Your
but
horse
not
wants a
really
kissy.
Oh, Larry.
Going to rodeos last year, we went to
Give me a
rodeo.
kiss, you cowboy.
95 ropers. We placed 7th, so all I can say is I'm coming on. I just hope I keep getting better. I better tell Jimmy Conn to look out.
Jimmy Conn.
I've never felt that I want to be, I hate the term, quote, movie star, but I like to think that I'll be respected by my peers, and by peers, I mean other actors. I want to have a feeling that they recognize the talent and feel that when they see work that there is some kind of art involved.
He became
If
a
I can
producer,
accomplish that
didn't
as
he?
an actor,
I
I'll
think
feel
so.
like I've done, just what I need to do in this profession.
Oh, you got to break out the Midnight Cowboy, you know?
Oh. All right. We don't want to get any copyright hits here.
Oh, yeah, right. It's always the music. Is that the problem
Fair.
with gargoyles?
Oh,
I don't know what their problem is with gargoyles.
gargoyles was if you just put your video up, they're like, yeah, sure, you can put up the gargoyles. If you stream it, they're like, whoa, what's going on with you? Anyway,
So we got around that.
Who will represent them? She having had the fastest female preliminary time.
oh,
Yeah, but much closer. Yeah.
good,
Half
good.
pint, half pint.
What are the commercials
Yeah,
that would be shown in
No
1970?
helmet in that motorcycle shot, Fred. Yeah, that's true. No helmets.
I'm so happy to find out that Diana and I are Little House of Files together.
That's
I loved it so much.
You want to
I feel
hear a
better.
really a startling admission from this apparently horny sexist guy when he watches these shows? I read all the books.
I read all the books as well. Yeah, I was all about it. I mean, maybe not all the books. I wasn't.
Nope,
I
I got
wasn't.
them all.
But I had them all, and
I
I
mean, one
probably,
about
I
them by
probably
her,
read,
you know.
I probably read a third of them. I would say.
I love telling people the differences between the books and the TV show, of which there are plenty.
there are a lot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. It's like there are people on the series that are totally fictional.
Yeah. That's interesting because that became how they would make shows later. That's how they made True Blood. That's how they made Game of Thrones. It's like the books, they followed the books so much, and then they added their own characters, took their own directions.
Right.
All right, here we go.
So
This is
Victoria's
Victoria
winning
Spencer.
again? Is this like a round robin type of approach?
Well, let's see. She had to win her heat, and then for NBC, Melissa Gilbert had the best time.
I see.
So that's
Well,
how she
Melissa-
qualified to go against the winner of the last one. Or the first
Half pint, half pint.
Oh,
Ah,
she's crushing it.
she's
So
crushing
Victoria
it.
gets lose against the giant and the midget.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
By two
That's a
football
full pint
fields.
worth of performance right there, my friends. Oh, Artie Johnson. I had to run in and hug Melissa. She's just so wonderful.
He should have come up from the water hazard in the helmet.
That's very Melissa interesting.
They should have had to jump over Artie Johnson.
Do you remember when girls had that hair?
Oh, sure. I mean,
Big,
like when we were
thick,
around.
wild 70s hair.
Oh my
Now, how
God.
appropriate is it to play this song with Melissa Gilbert?
That is
Oh,
just,
God.
there's so much not right with that.
Oh,
There's
that-
a lot not right there.
Do we really
It's-
need Marissa Begney at this point?
It's so awful.
They were
God.
different times.
They were different times, folks, when criminals
She's
roamed
She's
America.
12 years old. She's old enough to get sexualized.
Oh, poor kid. But again, she was my favorite SAG president, so I got
There
no.
you go.
No, more than Fran Drescher?
Yes. I had no idea I would dislike Fran Drescher as much as I do.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to hear, we'll talk about that one time off air.
It's union politics. It's ridiculous. Nobody
Now, the
cares.
moral lesson we learned with Lance Kerwin is that when you turn 16 and lose your virginity, your show's going to get canceled.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Yes. Like his last movie was Enemy Mine.
Yes.
Like, what happened? What happened to our Lance?
Of
Do you
course, I
remember when he had-
remember most fondly from Salem's Lot. But
Oh, good point.
yes.
Do you remember having that crazy energy where you could just spontaneously do cheerleading?
Yep.
And quickly, Kevin Dobson assumes
Is he wearing like street clothes? What's going on here?
Get to the monkey bar.
It looks like a track
Maybe just a regular shirt.
Whoa.
Oh
Holy
my
moly.
goodness!
Well, hey, it didn't slow him up, did it?
Jeez Louise.
Lance is the superhero. Holy cow!
Moly.
This is nice for their teams, though. This is really nice for their team.
Only on Battle of the Network Stars can you see Richard Benjamin and Lance Kerwin having a hug. Their paths never cross otherwise.
And Kevin Dobson's like, "Hey, I lost to a 16-year-old. I'm okay with that."
There you go. Lance,
And Hardly, too.
more need be said. You brought your team back into the competition.
He's like saying autograph? What was that?
Fred, I agree. A Lance Kerwin, Rhonda Bates hair-to-hair match would be amazing.
Suzanne seemed to have no problem when it comes to negotiating the monkey bar. Suzanne, it seems like Kevin had problems when it came to the wall.
Look at
Kevin had
this.
problems.
1, 2, over, and a complete flip.
And lands on his
2
feet.
steps. Yeah, and lands on his feet. Look at that.
Can you imagine your ankles and your knees allowing you to do that?
Oh no, I couldn't get off the couch to come to my computer today.
He's a fascinating kid. James at 16.
I'm like, I ever did. Fred.
Yeah.
Now are they
Same,
going to
Chris.
play? Now are they going to play a song? Thank heavens for little boys
Oh, that's, you know what? We'll see.
in Hollywood. Who knows?
Or in Welcome Back, Kotter, or Happy Days. And I say to myself, well, sure, there's those kind of people like Fonzie and the Sweat Hogs, but there's more kids,
Fonzie.
just like the average kid in high school, maybe a little short for his age, not altogether.
Do we ever
so
get any
sweet,
Happy Days?
little
We got Benny Marshall.
I think Ron Howard was on one.
Yeah, he was on the first or second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He must have gotten bored because
He was
you know,
all-
No,
Ron.
he started directing. Come on.
Oh,
He was working with Roger Corman, and that had no time or inclination.
Here he is, James
Oh.
16.
Lance didn't realize that this was like a swan song for him.
And wasn't she supposed to be like the alluring older woman of like 19 or
my-
something?
My virgin eyes.
Oops.
No, give her a Great Dane. That's funny. She had a Pomeranian in the first take.
Apparently, from what I read on the, I love his graphic. There's just nothing says higher class than a Mr. Magoo with the paint roller. Lance Kerwin had some problems. He falsified some medical documents.
Ooh,
what?
Later in his life because he couldn't get treatment, and he ended up in a bunch of trouble for that.
That's too bad.
Late in his life, and I forget when they said he passed away.
Oh,
Well, passed away was no more than a couple years ago, I believe. maybe longer.
Tony Randall just really digging in there on Kevin Dobson. No judgment.
I'm just glad they didn't put the cartoon over the cheerleaders this time. Oh, here comes the Artie Johnson profile.
Here we go.
Artie's my kind of guy. It's like, should I shave for this? Nah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a different kind of package we were doing.
I have to say though, if Tennille can bring the captain, why can't he bring Ruth Buzzy?
Back in the old days when the Israelites were denied the use of straw in the making of bricks by the Pharaoh. And as a result, they had to jump excessively hard to compact the clay to build bricks. And as we all know, the pyramids are still standing today because of the efforts of those wonderful people who make bricks without straw. Moses.
Artie Johnson dreams.
Okay.
Get on with the
They were like, we don't know what he's talking about. Let's
If Barry
out
says
of this
anything
package.
anti-Semitic, let's move on. Is Artie Johnson MOT?
Well, let me try to explain what's going to happen now.
MOT?
Now, in the relay race, we're going to
Member of Tribe?
I believe
has to run 220 yards.
Artie Johnson.
Okay, you got that.
Yeah, I know. He's talking
Well,
about
it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, you know.
yeah, talking about the Israelites building the pyramids for the Pharaoh, and I'm like, you know.
You got that.
Let's put it this way: what surprised me more, Bo Svenson was.
He did have Jewish roots.
I mean, he's funny and he's in comedy, so right there,
Yeah, that's a
those are
big
two things leaning towards Jewish. Now, Gentiles like me are always like, wait, is he not a Gentile? That makes sense. I mean, he's really funny. Oh, that looked like an early start for Jimmy J.J. Walker.
Yeah, Tony might have to get on him for that. But he's on his team, so
my
he's
God.
He's on Tony's team.
Yeah.
He's already like a football field ahead.
Good athlete.
Say that. Yeah.
Good athlete. Who did he hand off to? I did not catch that.
I guess they eliminated the dunk tank after
I was
like
gonna
the
say, I don't want
second
to be
one.
I hate to be too pervy when we watch these, but I have to say I do miss the dunk tank.
I think the dunk tank shows up in hour number 2.
Okay.
I think that's how they make sure you stick around for the whole show.
Well, I hope so because I like me some dunk tank.
Closing in on MacArthur is Parker Stevenson.
Parker Stevenson taking over James MacArthur.
There he goes.
Oh!
We're gonna beat each other up.
What happened to his ankle?
Stay in your lane.
As he passes off to Little Debbie Boone.
Little Debbie Boone.
Debbie Boone.
I also love how Parker
Don't they know who's running which leg? Why would they put like 5 foot nothing against the behemoth right here?
Well, they figure they'll make it up on the next set, you know.
Yeah. You don't know who their final runner is.
I think they'd rather make up distance than have to risk losing it.
Look at Landisberg.
All right.
I do like the little Debbie Boone reference. Makes me think of cupcakes and cookies.
You're thinking of cosmic cakes?
Yes.
Little Debbie. Oatmeal sandwiches. Oh, Kevin Dobson. He's losing it, man.
Oh, it's not even close.
Oh, he's going to do this.
Dennis Dugan, knowing that you need to run a little bit backwards for your knees. It's really good for your knees.
Oh, is that the system there? I thought you were just being a smartass.
Great performance by the going against Kevin Johnson's
No tires. I breezed through.
I'll tell you what won this race. I'm serious now for you people. Your captain strategy.
You people? What was that?
Yeah.
What do you mean, you people?
He meant that team, I'm pretty sure.
You meant ABC.
You people of ABC. Yeah, but it was very concerning for a moment.
Yes, I was a little concerned there.
It is Howard Cosell.
Right.
Debbie would lose a little bit. 4th. And I knew Steve and Ken were the fastest 5th and 6th men.
So I didn't want to get too far behind.
I also had money on Victoria Principal. Didn't want to lose that bet.
If I could just keep it even, then we had a chance. Absolutely.
Artie Johnson, she kept even with Artie Johnson. And Jimmy got a good start, but Parker was winning when we came.
Well, y'all did very well. He was terrific. Debbie, you looked like you were chasing Ichabod Crane. I must say. But you were just
Oh, my goodness.
Good luck to all of you.
Great
Good job, Captain Kaplan. Good job.
You look like a headless horseman out there, Debbie.
Keen, is it possible you do better on the track than in the water? What's up with that?
Oh, we got a Hardy Boy down.
We knew that was going to happen as soon as I saw that wobble.
He kept running though, even on it.
Kept running.
What a
He
trooper.
kept running, and he did not look. He's handily ahead, and then
oh my goodness.
But he did it.
So is this when Sean Cassidy had to carry an episode all by himself while Parker was recovering?
I guess so. The Hardy Boy.
It's NBC in the rear, and what is this? Tony Randall and Melissa Gilbert getting instructions, and Simon Says from Lou Goldstein.
Competitive Simon Says.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of the Simon Says segments? Because this guy doing Simon Says is incredible. He's legendary.
Literally zero memory of it.
Same here. It'll be like it's all new again.
Simon Says, Tony, over here. Hold it.
This guy was like one of those R-rated hypnotists.
Smile, Richard. You're out. Bye-bye. Smile. Simon Says, over here, man. What's the last name? You're out. Have a nice trip. Kerwin, you want a chance? Simon Says, ask me. Say, Lou, give me a chance. Simon Says, say it loud. Lou, give me a chance. Come on back. Simon Says, come on back.
Good for you, Lance.
Oh.
Good for you, Lance.
Say, you're out. That's it. Simon Says, that's it. Simon Says, over here, young man. Kevin, you want to be in?
Lance has got to go punch a hole in the wall.
Get in front of Jimmy. Simon Says. Today, Simon Says, get in front of Jimmy. Hold it. Oh, nice. Simon Says, hold it. Take a step back. Simon Says, take a step back. Jim, put your hands down. Simon Says, are you up or down? It's up or down.
Hedging his bets. That's what he's doing.
Young man,
They did this more than once. I remember this guy was amazing.
I would watch this on competitively.
Hands up. That's up. So long.
It's especially evil with actors because, I mean, all we do is take direction.
Right.
No, right there.
Especially TV actors. Like,
oh, yeah.
Do all kinds of stuff up.
Simon Says, hold it. Simon Says, what is your real name? Say it loud. You're terrific. Hands down. Simon Says, put your hands up. That's up. So long,
For all the neurodivergent people out there, I want to say this is not fair.
Artie. Simon Says, Artie. Watch my lips. Simon Says, Artie, look at me. Simon Says, look down. Okay, you're not. Simon Says, you state it. Simon Says, over here, Artie. Hurry up. Don't rush. Simon Says, throw the flower down. Simon Says, look at me, Art. Simon Says, look at me. Simon Says, look at Debbie. Simon Says, what do you think of Debbie? Simon Says, what is your famous phrase for Debbie? Simon Says, say it. Very interesting. Simon Says, hands up. Go over here. Simon Says, over here. Simon Says, wave it. Simon Says, hold it. Simon Says, wave your hands. Simon Says, hold it. So long, Kevin. Bye-bye. Simon Says, over here, Cheryl. You can put your hands down, Jim. Simon Says, put your hands up. Simon Says, hands down. Jimmy, over to your left.
I wonder how many people he's eliminated.
Seen quite a few so far.
Bye-bye, Jimmy. Simon Says, over to your left. over to your left. I don't have time. Simon says, over to your left. Simon says, Debbie, over here. Rhonda, right over there. Simon says, over to your left. What is your last name? You're out. Oh! Simon says, over to the left. Simon says, over here. Something will hold you up. Simon says, over to your left. Simon says, stay away from her. Simon says, you go. Simon says, take a deep breath in. Out. Well, we'll see how long you hold it. Simon says, out. Simon says, Debbie, sing. Simon says, sing. Simon says, don't laugh. Simon says, sing.
You give me.
Hold it.
For one song.
Well, we'll get music with the game. Simon says, hold it. Simon says, take a step back.
Simon?
Are you still breathing?
Can I go to the bathroom?
No, Simon says, hold it. Simon says, step back.
Simon says bye.
Simon says, take a
It's
step
been
back.
an honor, y'all.
Simon says, now. Simon says, face.
Y'all set for your great evening there, Diana.
Go over here. Simon says,
So wonderful having you. Thank you.
So good to be here.
Simon says, over here.
It's just been the best.
Simon says,
Bye,
over to the
Brodie.
left. Simon says, Cheryl, face Artie. Oh, he's coming to life. Simon says, walk towards him. Simon says, the game is now on. Simon says, everything must be done. Simon says, stand up straight. Well, you are straight. Simon says, feet together. Simon says, Artie, think of the pleasure you could have if I say Simon says.
He wants to lower his gaze so badly.
Place your hands forward, past the shoulders. Simon, not on his shoulders. Simon says, past the shoulders. Simon says, you place your arms under hers. Simon said, Simon, give her a hug. For a lousy game, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Simon says, embrace her.
Oh, nice.
Simon says, separate. Simon says, there's nobody left. Simon
Dang,
says,
I already got right on her.
So Luke Goldstein leaves with Debbie Boone.
A very worthy addition
Just saw
of Stars
something
events.
very special. One of the world's most beautiful and now recognized women, Cheryl Tiegs.
Oh, okay.
Having fun.
Cheryl Tiegs.
A whole new career before her.
Joe, you and I were having this conversation about how difficult it is to find even a photo of Cheryl Tiegs on the internet. What has gone on with the world that they have forgotten this classically iconic, beautiful woman?
Well, I don't know if it's that. I mean, my problem was I was trying to get the iconic swimsuit poster for our ad, and that just was not available online.
I mean,
There are
it
other
wasn't-
great ones, of course, but yeah, you know, I mean, I guess every model has her day, quote unquote, but you think that it was just, and again, it wasn't like there was people scanning stuff all over the place back in the 70s.
Yeah,
You know,
true. I mean, there are a lot of things from the 70s that have been lost to time.
Oh, yeah.
Fred says Cheryl Tiegs became a spokesperson for Kmart right before they went into liquidation.
Well, I hope Frederick is not blaming Cheryl for that. Come on.
Oh, I'm sure not. I'm sure it was a Hail Mary for them. And now the interviewers want to talk to her husband/manager.
This guy and Alan Hamill.
Really? You read with your feet in the pool all the time, though?
Oh, John, I think that was totally spontaneous and natural. I don't think that was staged whatsoever.
That's definitely her dog. That's a Cheryl Tiegs dog, if ever.
You think
there was.
so?
Oh yeah.
It's not a dog extra.
Well, you know, sometimes they might bring a dog and be like, "We want to get some footage of you and this dog frolicking." I don't know why her teeth are green. I assume that's a YouTube thing.
I assume it's the quality of the video. They did use your iconic poster swimsuit photo in the opening credits of this show.
Wow.
Very briefly, when they had like all in like little tiny squares.
Yeah. Well, that was that was the time for models to make those posters and for us boys to ask for them for Christmas.
Well, I mean, I had my Cheryl Tiegs. I had Kathy Ireland at one point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's great.
As well as I could do in modeling. So that's very
No, I was not allowed.
You weren't allowed?
Nope. No, and yet I was allowed to have an Elton John poster. So and a Kiss poster. I had like the big Kiss poster that took up most of the wall. I had that as well.
Well, I was kind of like the guy in Shawshank Redemption. I'd replace my posters periodically. I wasn't trying to tunnel out or anything. Just that's
No, it's a good policy whether you're trying to escape from a prison or not. It's just a good policy.
Yeah, Apollonia, Princess Protege, found her way there at one point.
Oh, such a beautiful.
That was a great poster.
Yeah. That was some sorry, I had to turn it down because the copyright people might be coming for us. You never know.
Oh, we don't want that. Not at this point.
Oh, this was a great poster, Chris. Actually, I gave this poster to my dad, and he put it up in his basement office, which was Linda Ronstadt.
I'll have to look that one up.
Atkinson had Star Wars and a Garfield poster. Oh,
well, I had a Darth Vader poster. Just him with the lightsaber,
I never had Star Wars, but I did have a Garfield poster. It said something like, it's Friday, big fat hairy deal or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that was a nice little interlude.
Line to the ridiculous. Cheryl Tiegs.
Hey man, you got Cheryl Tiegs on your show. You got to show as much Tiegs as you can get on that screen.
Of course.
Awkward commercial break. Love American style. Hello.
Okay, what is this?
What the who now?
Okay, time for some rub downs.
As the competition progressed, conditions became more and more grueling.
Okay, when did you see the captain get his thing?
Captain seems to be enjoying it.
Well, we have to remember these are not professional athletes. They haven't spent that much time on the athletic field training for this. And we have Dr. Perry here and Gary Tuthill of the Rams trying to help them with their aches and pains. But as you can see, it's taking its toll.
These are good warm-ups they're doing.
We want to show the bandage around her knees. We're going to start at her shoulders. Work our way down.
This is exactly what Melissa Gilbert was talking about in that clip that Diana was referring to. Because, man, people would get bumped and bruised. This was like a weekend thing, I believe, two-day shoot.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, and for sure it had to take a couple days, and they were probably just hating life the second day, I would imagine.
Tony Randall running to catch a pass. Hey!
He got it. Then the guy behind him creamed him a second later.
Well, they're ahead now. Victoria Principal. She's going to run a pattern. Oh! The actress who played Rhoda's sister.
Julie Kavner. Yeah.
Holy cow, I think that's Kavner.
What, right here?
Yeah.
I thought that was Mackenzie Phillips.
The video is so bad, it's impossible to tell.
No, I'm wrong. It's not. So maybe it is Kavner.
Oh, I couldn't read the back of her shirt. And I was trying.
I was paying too much attention to the front of Victoria's shirt.
Dobson's gonna take his pick. Oh, took him right off the bat. Tony Tennille batting it out of the hands. I love Tony Tennille.
Muskrat Susie, Muscat Sam.
So
that looks like that's Denise. Oh, I forget her last name, but she was on that show they talked about earlier, Baby I'm Back with Damon Wilson.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Denise. Okay. I think I remember Denise. Was she on like the first season of Welcome Back, Kotter?
Possibly as one of the students, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was like the girlfriend of Freddie Boom Boom Washington, but then she went to another show.
Well, probably one of those. Yeah. Boom Boom's girl. Yeah, that was Demond Wilson's big failure after Sanford and Son.
Yeah. Of course, he did a TV version of Odd Couple, right?
He and Ron Glass from Barney Miller.
Oh, wow! That show.
Yeah, they were the Oscar and Felix. It was the new Odd Couple.
Oh, getting physical out there.
Oh.
Well.
We've already seen that Kevin Dobson won't hesitate to fly through the air. So you better get out of his way.
Oh, wow.
Boom.
That's some good football right there.
Well, I thought that was the tall redhead for a minute.
Wow, they are so serious. It's really awesome.
Well, it's like when you're playing board games, for example. You get competitive.
No, it's true. It's true.
That's why I get so pissed off when you beat me at trivia when we're with Mario.
See, we're gonna have to do it when you and I are in the same room.
Yeah,
because there is a delay.
I like the way Dobson has led his team strategically. That's 14-0.
I also love how Howard is so excited about this because it's football.
And it's worth it to catch a football.
He's in his element. What is her last name?
It wasn't like that when I played.
Oh, Denise. Yeah, I've seen her in a million things. She's great. Nicholas. Denise Nicholas.
Yeah. Cheryl Tiegs, as we get ready, looking down panoramically at the field for the second play. Let's watch Kaplan again. He throws deep, this time intended for Debbie Boone. Victoria Principal all over Debbie, joint possession. The rule is that the offensive receiver
I'm speechless when I hear things like Debbie Boone all over Victoria Principal.
You're a little a little bit in a reverie, are you?
I think so, yes.
Debbie Boone, what a fine little athlete. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm probably forgetting whatever she did, but I think her claim to fame was her one hit song, and appearing on some variety specials.
Well, somebody said it earlier in chat, and I think they're right, that she just was on TV a lot.
Yeah.
And she probably had a contract to do so. It was like CBS wanted to put a development deal or something on her. And so she was probably getting paid just to be on contract for them to say, hey, do this show for us. And this might be one of those gigs too.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I do remember watching her on one of those shows singing, You Light My Life. And they cut over to, her father, Pat Boone. And you never saw a more proud pop in your life. I have that distinct memory of watching that in that performance.
That is definitely beautiful. I was like a cynical, 8th grader at the time. I don't think I appreciated it, but I'll tell you what, I think of that song constantly.
Oh yeah.
Holiday. Oh man.
It definitely is a better movie to be in.
Holiday's arm is a rocket. All right. Well, that was it. CBS takes it. Up 4 points.
I should have paid attention at the beginning because one of the 3 networks at this point had not won. I think it was 2 ABC and 1. Maybe it was 2 for ABC and 1 for CBS. Maybe NBC was the big loser to this point, but we'll see who gets it tonight. They'll let us know what the tally is.
Yeah. And that's Tiegs, right?
Oh, yeah.
That giraffe right there. There you go.
I was gonna say, you can't tell by those gams.
Seriously. Like one of the longest human beings ever.
And so delightfully so.
Atkinson says Debbie Boone is a song credit from Transformers Dark Side of the Moon. I love it. Good.
I'm glad she's, pitching there every now and then.
Of all the people making money off a Transformers movie, I'm happy that Debbie Boone is one of them. That makes me very, very happy. Oh my God. And more of that helicopter footage of Malibu.
Is this a Melissa Gilbert profile? Or I thought we already had one.
The camera loves Gilbert.
I guess maybe it's just a little retrospective. Okay, that's cool. We got Victoria with the cheerleaders. That's cool too.
She must have been a cheerleader.
Oh, I'm sure she was. Pep squad something, you know.
Yeah. No, she's just got that charisma. All right, there's the lovely Denise. Oh, wow. Are we already like near the end of the... I can't believe it.
I'm glad that Diana was able to hang with us until it was almost done. That's why I want to get started right away so she'll be able to get most of it.
Yeah. No, it's funny. Did you get the same? No. She sent me a DM that said, I left Battle of the Network Stars in 1978 and I grabbed a self-driving robo-taxi. I'm feeling a whiplash of technology.
There you go.
Well, good. She's getting out to her show. I'm happy for her. All right. Here we go, folks. I think we're heading into
the big event.
The last event.
Winner of this event gets 100 points. The loser gets nothing. Thus, the winner of this event wins the competition in Net War 4. And it means some money, too. Because each winner gets $20,000. Each loser gets $15,000. The rules of the tug of war: 900-pound weight limitation per team. The total
tug of war is always the last one, isn't it?
That's right. 863 pounds. The total team weight of
unfortunately, Dan was mistaken. There was no dunking.
Pounds. Let me
I didn't think there was.
warn you, that can be deceiving. We might get some words from Bruce Jenner about that. In the meantime, both teams are getting ready. It's time to call in my lovely co-host of this program, Suzanne Summers, and of course, the Olympic gold medal decathlon winner, Bruce Jenner. First of all, your prediction, Susie.
Okay, now this has nothing to do with the fact that I'm on ABC. I just happen to feel that there's a lot of power on that team. And having been on a team with Gabriel Kaplan, I know he has strategy behind.
If Gabe Kaplan has
and there's no tires to get in the way.
First time. Whom do you predict?
I'm going to have to go with CBS because CBS, only in the first Battle of the Network Stars, Howard, you remember, ABC went off with CBS and they lost. Since then, they've never even had an opportunity to get to the tug of war. So this is their big chance, and they're going to go after it. They're going to go
ABC. Let's find out how they feel about it.
Number
Susie, will you go over to the ABC team one by one? 5 men to each team. Get their emotions before the finale. And Bruce, you do the same with CBS. Go ahead, Susie.
Okay.
He's probably the only person ever called her Susie in her life.
Yeah, I'm ready. So I'm going to do it.
Okay, sound good. Parker, confident?
Cool.
Yes.
John Exton tells us the Victoria Principal was an Air Force brat. And the 17th
Okay, Steve,
I think we're very
no mention of cheerleading.
that's a good attitude. Okay. How's your energy?
Well, that's high energy.
ABC would win. How do you feel about that?
I think you're right, Suzanne. We're going to try our best.
You get that little dig at Cosell there?
Exactly. Suzanne. I do love that Gabe makes himself the anchor.
It's been a long competition. We finally got down to the last event. You guys ready?
Sure.
Can you do it?
Yeah, we want to come back later and do some more.
All right. Good luck to you.
There you go.
I think Bo is flirting with Caitlin there.
James, you're in the middle. Have you ever done this before?
Look at the grand old men of CBS. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Do they pull them into a muddy pit or not? They should.
I think this is one of those with a rag over the line.
No, that's no fun. You got to pull them into the mud.
Mud is, come on. That's just entertainment.
Of course, I'd be rooting for CBS to lose. Is Victoria on this line?
I don't see Victoria on that team.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
We've only seen the 3 boys near the end there. Oh, Lynn Swan, FNL. Sorry, my dyslexia. NFL great Lynn Swan, ladies and gentlemen. Mean mugging. Big mean mugging Swede right there.
There we go.
Oh, there's water.
There's water.
Yeah.
So we might see some good wet t-shirt action. I can't tell you yet who's in the line.
I'm only seeing boys.
Just boys?
Like a sausage party out here.
Oh.
Bo's wearing football cleats. No.
Oh, cheater.
No. Get your biggest guy wearing football cleats.
ABC man being exhorted by Tony Tennille, but Kenny Holiday standing, and that's a mistake. You can't.
Tony Tennille with a great exhortation.
Gradually, a CBS team is pulling that ABC.
Parker's got a bad ankle. This is not a good idea.
Oh, yeah. What's he doing here?
Yeah, it's not a good idea to have Parker in there.
He could twist that sucker major way with this, like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about ankle strength.
Oh, yeah.
Frankly. Oh, boy. Oh, the CBS guys are just dragging him in like they're pulling in a boat.
Yeah, this might be a pretty decisive victory here.
Captain. Come on, Captain. Up, up, up. They're just drawing it back. Woo!
That didn't take any time.
It didn't. But how about Bo Svenson completely prone and Victoria Principal jumps on him like a mattress to congratulate him.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
This is the first time in
Come on, Bo is wearing cleats. Come on, Tony. Say something, Tony.
So what is the victory tally at this point? 4 competitions.
Yeah, that was 100 points.
I'm going to say I think it's 2-2 with ABC and CBS at this point.
Right. I think
ABC's
really
won.
Bo! He did everything. Bo Swenson. I have to admit, you're exactly right.
Did Jimmy J.J. Walker even compete?
Yeah, he was in this.
Okay.
He was on this team. Yeah, Jimmy's
Okay,
put himself in some good things on this one.
I think Victoria's I think she's kind of enjoying being with Bo there. She's a closer with him quite a bit. Wait, but what kind of kiss was that?
Woo!
Who's she going with this time?
You know what I think it is? Victoria, look, I don't blame Victoria at all. She's just like anybody. She's got those hormones, and she's saying big sweaty Bo. I get it.
Tony, you've been great.
Maybe my big sweaty Bo. I want to review.
Tony wants to know how many points he can get for complaining.
Really wanted to win. You know, this guy bought a kayak out of his own pocket, a $13.50 kayak that he didn't even ask us to chip in on, and we lost in the kayak.
Wow.
Well, at least Tony had fun.
It sure was.
Finally, I forgot we were being
fun.
such a negative Nelly there.
Well, I'm sure they were pushing him, like, well, Robert Conrad would at this point would probably say something. I'm sure they were pushing him, but he's not a powerful person.
I'm sure there was some degree of coaching as far as personality type exaggeration.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
What's a TV show?
Maybe not so obvious with Tony Randall, but definitely with Robert Conrad and Telly. Was Dobson only Lance Kerwin? Sorry, I missed that.
Maybe. I mean, they got along really well. Randall could not get past the kayak loss. He lost in the first event because he couldn't get over that first loss. I hope we all learned something from this.
I think that's a very valuable lesson, John.
This show never disappoints me.
It never.
Hang on, I got to knock wood. But seriously, I always have so much fun watching these shows.
Well, John, I would knock wood myself, but unfortunately, it's such a mistake right now because of Victoria and Cheryl. I dare not.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. We have a show to finish. Just leave
That's
it
right.
alone.
I remember when they killed off the Bobby Ewing character in Dallas.
Yeah.
And he gets struck by a car, and Victoria runs over to him, and she's like crying and sobbing. And I remember thinking, God, she's hot.
just incredibly hot. Rune Arledge. Rune Arledge was a name. Doug Wilson.
Yeah.
He was also a name. I think these are all sports guys too, as I had been saying earlier.
Well, because I mean, I think this is firmly rooted in ABC because it really is ABC Sports.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Again, I don't know as far as the ones that came later. Who knows, but
yeah.
Oh, all these happy, peppy people. They had their vitamin vegemin before the show.
Renard Lidge produced sports. Yeah. I think he was Wide World of Sports. That would make sense with my.
There's the ones coming next.
What's that?
You see what's coming next when we get to it? Episode 5 has David Letterman in it. It looks like.
Part 5 is one of the ones with Letterman. Oh, dude, we got to promo the hell out of that one.
Oh yeah, we will. And it won't be long.
Well, thanks for everybody who's still with us. And that's not a dig at Diana. She really did have other plans, so that's fine.
Yes.
But we really do appreciate you guys sticking with us so that you can be here for us to talk about our upcoming shows.
That's right.
Let's talk about the very next time we're going to get together. This is pretty funny. Next week, next Sunday, here on Retro Rangers.
Oh,
Joe, this is beautiful. You do
something. Thank you, sir.
We got in touch with our buddy El Tiburon, and he will be joining us for a 1959 horror classic. And tell us about it, Joe.
Well, as you see, I had a little fun with the title. We are going to be watching in its entirety The Last Man on Earth, starring Vincent Price. It is the first of 3 adaptations of the classic Richard Matheson novel, I Am Legend. Now, we also know an adaptation by its title with Will Smith. There, of course, is the Charlton Heston remake in the early 70s. We'll touch on those as well, but really, basically, it's a watch party for The Last Man on Earth, and it's going to be a great time.
Look, when I was a little kid, my older brother he was 3 years older than me, and around about 12, he was allowed to be our babysitter, which was great because he loved horror movies and science fiction movies, and I got to watch them because of him. And I'm pretty sure we can stream it, Raphael. We'll let you know if we can't, but I'm 99% sure we can.
It's encouraging because I actually went looking for public domain and this fell on the list. So
yeah.
And there's no music. It's not like It's a Wonderful Life where music might impair because it has no soundtrack at all.
And I had always heard this, Chris. I'd always heard that the originals were much better than the Will Smith movies. And
does that mean you've never seen this movie with Vincent Price?
No, I've never seen it. Yeah. And I was a huge fan of Omega Man too. I think I learned only 20 years ago or something that there was actually a Vincent Price movie that preceded both Omega Man and I Am Legend, which I liked both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I liked I Am Legend. It wasn't great, but it was all right. I think John Atkinson had the same experience I had, which was Omega Man was like the coin of the realm. And, that macho Heston. Look, I loved Planet of the Apes more than almost anything when I was a kid. Absolutely loved it. So that meant to me Charlton Heston in Soylent Green, Charlton Heston in Omega Man, Charlton Heston in Earthquake. All great Heston. To look like the Brewster sisters. Well, the comparison is very apt. I can just
high praise. Thank you, Raphael.
we're a lot like the Brewster sisters. That is true. So that is next Sunday. And we hope you'll join us as we kick off the first. Oh my God, that'll be the first Retro Rangers of 2025, won't it?
Yes, it will.
Holy guacamole. That's fantastic. Also coming up, I'll just get this out of the way. On Thursday on Mr. Weber's Webo Mystery, I will be playing an episode of Gangbusters. It is probably one of the most important of all the radio shows in the golden age of radio because it was so popular and it really drove the audience. It really drove the business quite a bit. And you would see in television, they would do a lot of things that were inspired by gangbusters on the radio. So I'm happy to play that one for you. It's going to be really interesting. I don't know a lot about gangbusters, so I'll be doing a lot of research this week. And I'll have some good stories for you. And we'll listen to the episode, The Case of the Mysterious Boarding House.
Can't wait for the first Web mystery of the new year.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
And that happens on Thursday night, 7 p.m. on the Pacific Coast, 10 p.m. on the Eastern Coast. So that will be fun. Coming up next Saturday, when we usually do Retro Trekkers, this will be the final Retro Trekkers in this time slot because we are moving. I'm confusing everybody here. We're moving. Retro Trekkers is moving, and we're going to move to Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So now we'll have a Tuesday show at 7 p.m., 10 p.m. on the East Coast, and we'll have a Thursday show.
Yes.
7 p.m. on Pacific, 10 p.m. on Eastern. And it's same old Retro Trekkers. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. And but the final one that we will do on a Saturday is going to be the Orion Slave Girl Orama. It's going to be green and sexy, baby.
That's right.
The retro
great combination
is U-Haul sponsoring. No, U-Haul is not sponsored. Maybe you should give them a call. Anyway,
yeah, go for it.
It's an episode I've never seen, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it. From Star Trek Enterprise, it is the episode Bound, and really a great choice from our Mr. Townsend, Commander Joe.
Well, thank you, sir. And I have to point out, after seeing the teasers this week, so Web of Mystery, you are not as familiar with Gangbusters as you are other programs.
That is true.
And you have never seen Bound from Enterprise.
That's right.
And you've never seen The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price.
It's
lots of new stuff for you this coming week.
I like doing this. I don't know that it's good show preparation to not watch the things. And I will watch Bound. Obviously, I have to watch Bound this week so that we can do our recap and review on Saturday. But yeah, I do like to bring fresh reactions to the shows. And that's, one of the few things I can give you with old time radio is me reacting to the things that our viewers say in the chat, which I love and is my favorite part of the show. But yeah, kind of the reaction video thing I like to do of just like, it's dumb, but social media loves it. So there you go. That's one way of doing it. That's all the stuff that's coming up. But except for the very first thing we showed, that was a nice little JoeTownsend.com commercial, and probably the last time I'm ever going to be able to use that one. I don't know. We'll put it away for next year.
Oh well, we got them in the archives in the library for the holidays coming up next time. But yes, we are kind of wrapping up the holiday season with JoeTownsend.com spots. But I think we're gonna have one more great one for you. I've seen a preview of it, so look for something like this coming your way very soon.
Yeah. We've got a couple commercials coming your way, and there's Chris saying 3 for the price of 1, just what I needed. Disappoint 3 women at the same time.
That's what we all aspire to, Chris.
So be sure to visit JoeTownsend.com. Ring in the new fear. Townsend's such a good writer. He's good at everything. He's good at writing the fiction. He's good at writing the advertising for it. He's just so good. Read Joe Townsend's stuff. You'll thank me. You'll thank me.
I thank you, kind sir. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, my friend. It is one of the great things about working with Joe is his skill set. I could never come close to his skill set. The things he's good at, thank God I have him to do them. Chris says, thanks for a great show again, guys. See you next time. Thank you for watching with us, Chris. So much fun. And I think that's it. I think we did it. I think we did it. Thank you very much, Mr. Townsend. Once again, an excellent week of shows with you because you just
thank you, Mr. Weber. Concurred.
And for everybody watching, thank you so much. That's it. We'll see you next week.
Grab your popcorn, warm up your TV. Captain John, Commander Joe got something to see. We're all back in time to the golden past with the Retro Rangers. Oh, it's such a blast. We're flying high with the Retro Ranger. Give it a try and don't be a stranger, Ranger. Strap yourself in for a fun-filled flight. Retro Rangers are flying tonight. Retro Rangers, Retro Rangers, Retro Rangers, Retro